Have you ever considered the biological purpose of dreams and dreaming? One of my teachers was Dave Dobson. He thought about that for quite a while. And if you look at the research on dreams and dreaming, what you'll find is in the first few dream cycles of the evening, people are sort of sorting through the material of the day. And then as they go deeper into the sleep state, the dreams start churning through deeper materials. And the churning through is actually a release of energies that have been held in the body-mind. So I mentioned my client who was having nightmares, and what I taught her to do, on the suggestion of Dr. Dave Dobson, my teacher, was to, when she awakened, to say thank you to her unconscious mind for releasing all of that unpleasant tension and energy and those emotions that were being expressed in the dreams. Thank you, unconscious mind, for releasing all of that. Then she'd be able to go back to sleep and sleep comfortably for the rest of the night and awaken in the morning feeling really refreshed. And so it makes sense in a way to be appreciative of a nightmare. And the time to appreciate it is when waking up with all of that tension and all of that stuff going through the mind. Oh, thank you for letting go of all of this. And I've done this myself. I've had any number of clients use this particular way of responding to nightmares, and everyone's had a good experience in doing that. So this is something that you can express. Teach your friends if they're talking about having nightmares. You can teach them just to be appreciative. Oh goodness, I'm letting go of that. And so that really is a very powerful little piece of hypnosis that you can do with friends and family. And you don't have to do any waving of watches or do anything formal with that. Just give them a sense of how they can appreciate that their body-mind is doing something that's really healthy with those dreams. So another concern that people have when it comes to sleep and insomnia, these kinds of things, is getting to sleep at night. Now, a lot of times what people will do or having trouble falling asleep is they'll be focusing on the events of the day, and they'll be talking to themselves in an excited tone of voice, like, I don't really need to sleep tonight. If I don't sleep tonight, I'll be really tired tomorrow. I really need to be sharp for tomorrow, and I've got this presentation coming up. And of course, this doesn't lend itself to going to sleep. If you think about all the times that you have gotten into bed, put your head down on the pillow, kind of snuggled in, and just drifted off to sleep, the process itself is very different from that. What I do, essentially, is I close my eyes, I kind of let my mind drift, and then I'm gone without really thinking about going to sleep at all. And the excited internal dialogue about getting to sleep so they can be actually gets in the way. Well, what might a hypnotherapist do to help someone in that situation? The first thing I would do is, if they've got a lot of internal dialogue, is teach them to change their tone of voice. Now, this is something that anybody can do consciously. They can say the same words. I really need to get to sleep right now. If I don't sleep tonight, I'll be tired tomorrow. I need to be really sharp for my presentation. And in talking to oneself in those tones of voice, people will tend to drift right off into comfortable sleep. As a matter of fact, when I talk to my clients that way, I'm watching them start to blink their eyes and getting a little bit more relaxed. And it's not been uncommon for someone who's come to me because they're concerned about being able to get to sleep, about insomnia, to go to sleep literally as I'm talking to them in that tone of voice. Now, we all know that yawning is contagious, okay? Because we will mirror those sensations, the mindset of yawning automatically. And one of the things that a hypnotherapist will do is to utilize the resources, the normal mechanisms of the mind in ways that associate them to the client's problem state or problem time frame. And so if the person lies down, closes their eyes, and thinks I really need to sleep tonight, they've been tense, there's all these things going on, then they're going to tend to go right off to sleep. Now, if they awaken in the middle of the night, all these things racing through the mind, they can do that very same thing. They can talk to themselves about all these things they need to be concerned with the next day in that sleepy tone of voice. It may take a while. It might take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and yet that will entrain the mind to go into that sleep state. Typically, I will make a hypnosis recording, and the first part of the recording is a what's called a progressive relaxation, where the whole body relaxes. And then I'm speaking to them in that sleepy tone of voice about sleeping through the night, awakening feeling refreshed, and even drifting off into sleep as they're listening to the recording. And people will use that, if they need to go to sleep with at night or to get back to sleep once they awaken. And there's never an additional charge for these kinds of recordings. And so a great way to introduce me to one of your friends is, if you notice they're really struggling with being sleepy, or they've been under a lot of stress, is just ask them if they know that hypnotherapy can help people get to sleep, stay asleep and awakened refreshed, drug-free, and it's very powerful. I'm Wesley Anderson, Doctor of Clinical Hypnotherapy.